Hey guys, everyone, it's Hiram of Iram Studios. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, click on the subscribe button to subscribe and click on the post notification button to get notified anytime I drop a new video. Just drop a like, share, and subscribe. Today is the first of my videos that will give you a dive into Remy Ila as a person and as a creative, my creative process, or would I say my workflow, a retouch workflow. So the picture I'm using today is one picture I did. I think the last picture I took, the last set of pictures I took last year. One thing I always do is try to use limited resources to get the best out of everything. Most people see my work and sometimes they feel it's very expensive. I use the like very expensive gear, but most of the time I try as much as possible to use the bare minimum and see how much I can push my limits. That's what brings out the creativity in me, pumps my blood. That's a drug for me. So why I'm saying this because I use the bare minimum, like an entry level camera to get this, so people won't feel, oh yes, now he has the best camera, he has the best this. Remember, the reason I started this YouTube channel is to encourage upcoming aspiring photographers. So the whole of last year, I try as much as possible to use minimalistic gear. I try to use those gears to create magic, to create art, to create the best kind of art I can create with those kind of tools. So without further much ado, let's hit the intro. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. As you know, it's your boy Remy Ila. I would show you how I edited this image from start to finish. I would just like, it's a breakdown, not really, I wouldn't edit anything. It's not a tutorial or anything. It's just a YouTube channel workflow breakdown of how I edited it. So maybe you too can also copy my workflow anytime you're working. If it's simple enough and if it's nice enough for you to follow, and if you like the way I retouch. So without further much ado, let's go into the magical world of Photoshop. Okay, before we move further, there are a couple of things I want to show you before we head into the magical world of Photoshop. And that is the JPEG, the raw JPEG, like unedited JPEG, sorry. This is the unedited JPEG. This is how it looks. And let's check the metadata. And let's go to detail. As you can see, the dimension and everything, the profile, you can see it was shot with a Canon 250D, so that was lying about that. At f8 with 100th of a second, and that's for exposure time, and ISO is 100 and 35 length. Okay, yep, that's basically everything in the metadata. So I'm going to show you how I went from this to this. And this, sorry, back then I used Lightroom to color grade, then later I migrated to Capture One. So this is a Capture One color grade, and yeah, that's it. But I won't show you the breakdown of, or my workflow breakdown of how I color graded this image with Capture One. However, I will show you my workflow of how I retouched it with Photoshop, and as a bonus, I will show you my color grading presets, something similar but not exactly, with Camera Raw in Photoshop. So without further much ado, let's head into the magical world of Photoshop. Let me check something. Okay. And we're here. As you can see, this is the final image of everything. It's the final image, all edited, all retouched, all color graded with the said Camera Raw presets that I used to color grade it. So without further much ado, let's start the breakdown of the workflow. First thing, we turn off this, and we open this and start turning off stuff one after the other. I don't know, I always do this I always do this voice effect in time I'm clicking on stuff. This pew pew,
It's something I'm used to, so pardon me. I'm really sorry. Let's just get this over with. I think I'll just speed up this part a bit so you can get to the juicy part as quick as possible. And all right, okay. This is the image post camera adjustment, camera raw adjustment. After adjusting some the exposure in camera raw, the exposure of the image in camera raw, I imported it to Photoshop and well cropped the image to how I want it to look, and that's how I started. So the first thing I did after importing to Photoshop was, I think, this stuff. It was a bit distracting. I didn't like the way the sunflower was and how it looked, so I corrected that a bit. Used a clone stamp tool to create uh, these petals to form a whole sunflower, and well something nice instead of this. So that's the first thing I did. Then after that, I cleaned this stuff off, cleaned it off because it was just too distracting. I didn't like it. And yeah, same with the clone stamp tool, just clean it up. And then I did a little bit of micro dodge and burn. Why not? I mean, why not? Like, I love doing my micro dodge and burn. It helps me a lot. I always tend to do a bit of dodge and burn a lot. And why do I tend to? Okay, don't be modest. I do dodge and burn a lot, and that's the secret. That's my secret. Dodge and burning. And dodge and burning. I burn. I dodge. I burn. I dodge. I dodge and I burn. So after dodging and burning, oh, don't mind this. This is just a guide for me to use to dodge and burn. You don't turn this on, just this. Then after I put everything in a group, and well, I created a visible stamp layer. Yeah, I got it right this time. Usually I say clone stamp layer, but a visible stamp layer. Well, after I finished everything, after I finished all of that, dodging and burning and petals and whatnot, I created a visible stamp layer so I can start my frequency separation, and that's where I created two, visible stamp layers, and that's basically it. So I use the visible stamp layer to create my frequency separation. I don't do action. I'm sorry. I do my frequency separation from scratch. I don't use an action. If I don't have any actions, yeah, you can see it's all default, and I don't have any action. So yeah, everything I do from scratch. And I was done with my frequency separation. Created extra because I don't like sharpening my image after. I tend to forget a lot. So what I usually do is when I create my my frequency separation, I create an extra detail layer and then reduce opacity a bit. Yeah, I think this is at 68 to get the details I need. And after that, I put it, everything was already in a group when I created it. So yeah, that's it for my frequency separation. After that, I created another visible stamp layer. This time I used to clean the beads and the pearls. I cleaned the pearls because it was a bit dirty and I didn't like the messy job the makeup artist did. The makeup artist kind of screwed this one, and I did a lot of stuff on this picture. The goal was using the bare minimum to get well high end results, and that's why I said, okay, you know what? She said I showed her a reference photo she was going to use for the makeup, and she was like, oh, it's very expensive. You can't do that. Okay, you know what? Improvise, just try to do you, just improvise. But make sure it's not bad. It's not really bad. I will see what I can do. That's where creativity comes in. So she went to a makeup artist. I think this makeup was done for 3,000 naira. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, 3,000 naira. Nothing too expensive, just 3,000. So you can see that with a 3,000 naira look, you can get amazing results. So you don't have an excuse to sit at home and not, create content or create magic. After that, this is where I finally went for the color correction on the neck. As you can see, her neck was a bit different, so I color corrected it a bit, and then I did my global dodge and burn. I dodge and burn. I dodge and burn. I dodge and burn. Yeah, I dodge and burn the image a bit. Global dodge and burning to create that contrast and give the face a contour look. Yeah, I contoured her face. Yep, to give her face the detail and shape I needed. So I contoured the face a bit, and then let's move to the next one. I went for the eyes. Yep, if you notice the eyes, I'm sorry I'm using an accent. I'm sorry, I play too much. I get carried away easily. If you notice the eyes were a bit bright due to the dodging and burning. I overdid it with the eyes, and I was too lazy to go back and start correcting my mistakes. So I used the cheapest way possible to correct my mistake. And what's that way? Tada! I created an empty layer and use my brush to just, pick a color, change. Okay, the blend mode is normal, but I picked a color and just like dampen the stuff. Also blending the colors. If you notice this, the color went a bit blend, so went blended. Sorry, so I had to blend the color a bit. And well, I used one stone to kill two birds, one sheep stone to kill two birds. And after that, I imported my melanin pale ERS lots to give it a melanin look. But if you notice, look at it, it's pale, but it's melanin. I hated the fact that the image was just so still and pale. It was pale, but I don't like the color. I didn't like the colors. I wanted something chocolate, something melanin, because she's the dark skin, rich melanin popping dark skin girl, and I didn't like how the color profile changed. Honestly, I think that's my fault. I didn't pay attention to that. I could have created it during production, but I was too lazy to start thinking about that and changing my profile. Anyways, I put in my preset. I'm sorry, my lot, and I tuned it down a bit. I think I kept it at 42, and after that, I add a bit of selective color because it's faded. I needed to bring in the reds a bit, and that's what I did. I brought in the reds and to add that hot chocolate in there. And after that, I mean, who doesn't want to tone? Now, most people will say, because I've gotten this a lot. Anytime I show my process, or sometimes I show my workflow to friends or other people, that's how I retouch. They always go that, dude, you say you don't like you color grade with Lightroom or Capture One. Well, why is it that you're doing this? This is color grading. I'm like, no, this is not color grading. This is toning. I'm toning the image to give it a particular feel. That's not color grading. And it's like, that's the same thing. Color grading is you creating. We argue back and forth. We just go back and forth. I don't know. Well, tell me what you think in the comment section. Just drop. So I'll educate myself and know if I'm actually color grading in Photoshop or I'm actually toning. Well, I tone all the things I'm doing. I take it as toning. I felt that the image was a bit orangey, and if you look at it, you see it's a bit green. Like the green is coming out, the green hue is coming out a bit, and orangey. So I wanted to like pull in the dark a bit. So the like browns a bit, like dark browns a bit. So that's when I brought in the toning. I added the filter, the blue filter. Yep, I added like the cold blue filter from her to be too warm to just get a bit cold. I wanted to cool things down because she was hot. She was too hot. So I wanted to cool her down a bit. Then that's why I added the cold filter. I'm sorry, I'm a clown. I clown a lot. Anyway, after that, I add a bit of vibrance. I mean, why not add vibrance to the shit? I'm sorry. I added vibrance. A bit of vibrance, not a lot. You notice even the toning, I dropped it down a bit when I added the tone, the cooling down the blue cool tone. The blue cool filter, I brought it down to 60, 68. I'm sorry, I'm a bit far from my laptop and I can't really see until I strain my eyes. Then I added vibrance, and after that, I added a curve, RGB curve. Yep, if you notice, it's not in the S shape. Like, I didn't want to add control. I want to take away a bit of the highlight down and add a bit of shadows. If you notice, like I took down the highlights a bit, then I brought more shadows, like take down the shadows, like bring more shadows. Because when you take down shadows, it means you're adding shadows, and when you take down the highlights, it means you're removing the highlights. When you take up the highlights, you get what I mean. It's opposite. So I added a curve adjustment layer, and that's it. Not an S curve because that's the most common curve, but just curve. And after all that, I said, whoa, something is lacking. I missed something during dodging and burning. And I was too lazy to start going and dodging and burning, so I did the default easy, cheapest trick in the book, dodge and burning style. It's creating a fill adjustment layer, and I use a white fill adjustment and created a mask just for the highlights. I changed the blend mode to overlay and opacity at 36 or 35. 36. Change the opacity to 36, and 36 it is, and I just applied the marks to the highlights alone. If you notice, I applied it to the highlights alone. If I turn it off, you see, gone. Let me show you. And if I turn it back on, it's voila, back to base. Anyways, let's move forward. I did the same thing with the shadows. I added black to it and created I created the marks and to darken the image a bit to give it contrast. And that's it. The end. That's where we stop for today. My name is Ibrahim, and I'm just kidding. Okay, I know you guys scared, like, but you told us we are going to. Yeah, I get you. And that was it for retouching. After retouching, I did a bit extra bits. I did extra because I like nitpicking a lot. I do that. I don't know why. I nitpick like I'm a freak when it comes to nitpicking. and I can never get tired of it. I nitpick until I ruin the image sometimes. Sometimes I nitpick so much that I just ruin the image entirely. I have to start from the beginning and then I delete the image because I'm too lazy to do shit. I don't know. Now I just cursed again. I don't know why I use cursed. Well, after everything, I created a new visible stamp layer. Yes, a visible stamp layer. And then let me see what this does. Yep. I think I did something because I wanted my audience. I want to capture my the audience eyes. So I wanted a way that the audience would just focus. Yeah. And that's why you say I made this a bit darker, but that wasn't enough. I tried highlighting this place and creating that contrast so you focus on her face. But I felt that wasn't enough. So what did I do? I added, after I created the visible stamp layer, I added a Gaussian blur to blur the image, to blur, blur, blur. So I blur the image, not too much, just I think I added it to, let me see. Oh, sorry, I didn't convert it to a smart object, so I can't really see the value of Gaussian blur added. However, it wasn't much. It's like proportional to the image size. I made sure that I added just a bit so it won't look too fake or too weird. So I added Gaussian blur, then I created the layer marks to apply it to the particular place I want so that my audience will focus just on the place that's sharp enough and clear enough. And that's why I blurred this area because I want them to focus. Yeah, I'm a money maker. After that, I saw her lips and I thought, oh, something is missing. Her lips don't match the burnt melanin I'm going for, the dark chocolate melanin I was going for. And that's when I burnt her lips. I applied the fill layer and then again max, and I changed the blend mode to multiply to give it a burnt, dark, sexy hunker feel. And after that, you know me, I always add my vibrance. Always with the vibrance. I don't know, Remy Illa, why do you always add vibrance? I added the vibrance to give it the warm feel. However, anytime I add vibrance, it adds too much warm feel, and I don't like it. I don't know, I don't like it, but it does that. Anyways, let's move forward. I saw it did that, and well, I just wanted I felt the image was just lacking something, and that thing is it's not unified. If you look at it, it's a nice image, but something is missing. It doesn't have this wholesome feel, like this one feeling, and that's why I added another filter, photo filter, but this time it wasn't cool. With the warm filter because of the flower. If you notice, just by adding this filter alone, it changes the concept. Before, this place was a bit cold. If you notice, you see it, the highlight, it's a bit cold. Yeah, or the highlight is a bit warm. It's just that thing that not unified I didn't like about the image, and that's why I added this warm filter to blend everything to make it cool. To make it warm. And after that, what I did, you know me, I added my ERS melanin popping, melanin popping. I forgot the name of the lot I added, but my ERS, one of my melanin lots, I added it. And if you want to like get my melanin lot, I don't really have a website for now, but if you want to get it, DM me and I will look for a way to give it to you. I think through WhatsApp or something else. I don't know. So if you like my lot, just hit me up or reply on the comment section and I will get back to you with that. Anyways, let's move forward. I added my lot. Voila! And you get the melanin popping. We have a winner. Winner. Anyways, that's it for the extra adjustments. If I switch out the adjustments, you see minimum adjustment, just like minus adjustments I made, and all together put it in a group. You see the big difference it makes, like the huge difference it makes. And after that, you think, oh, I prefer it with the adjustment, right? Yeah, of course, you prefer it with the adjustment. After that, take off the adjustment, and then you take off the retouched version and get this, like, wow. Magic, I know, magic. Photoshop, the power of Photoshop. Photoshop have been saving us since 1990, or whenever I started retouching pictures. Anyways, this is the retouched version of the image. This is the post camera raw, and this is the retouched version, and this is the retouched stroke toned version, and this is the extra adjustment version, and this is the color graded version, the stuff I was telling you about. So I will just show you how I made the settings and the presets of this color graded stuff. So I would just like create another visible stamp layer. I create another visible stamp layer, then head into capture. Sorry, I always like saying capture one because that's what I used to color grade. I'll go to camera raw and let's begin. And camera raw. Let me show you my camera raw presets. Let's do this. Okay, let's head to the camera preset, my dark melanin skin presets. I think this is a different one. Well, if you're going for something like this, cold and dark, you can use this. However, this is not what I was going for, and this is not for this. This particular preset isn't for this particular dark blending image I was doing. So this is for another image. You can't use this preset for this. I don't really like it, but if it's something you like, you can also hit me up. I don't like this. This is what I used, and this is what I got. I like this, and I use this. Okay, I think I should show you the settings. Let's head to the settings. For basic adjustment, this is the temperature. I'll just show you the basic adjustment settings. The temperature is say what I did here, -2, because I wanted to add a bit of coolness to it. If you add blue to a dark skin model, it pops colors a bit. And see, this is the exposure at -0.10, contrast +7, highlight +20, +36. Sorry, highlight +36. Shadows, I added a bit of shadows because I need that contrast so well. So I added a bit of shadows, -27. I reduced the white because it was just popping anyhow. I didn't like it. I wanted to have a balanced image, and that's why I like -15 for the whites. And black, I added a bit of black because I needed that contrast, and I need the image to be dark a bit. So black -10. Didn't do anything. Yeah, as I said before, I've already sharpened my image, so I don't need to sharpen anything. Vibrance, you know me, and vibrance, I will always add vibrance. Yes, please. +6. Saturation -2. Now you may be asking, why didn't I add saturation? No, if you add in vibrance, it's better for you to add vibrance and saturation to an image, because when you're adding vibrance, it means it's bringing up the colors that are dull, that are not like are less in the image. So any color that is less, that particular color is less, it brings it up a bit. Then if you reduce your vibrance, any color that is more in the image, like a place, let me say this place is brown and it's well saturated. If you bring out your vibrance, this place goes down to so this place doesn't affect the overall image of overall color of this image. Unlike saturation applies to everything. So if you add saturation, it applies to everything. This place has more color. That means more color of the saturation will go here. And if place have less color, well, less color saturation will go here. And to make your image look weird, let me show you practical. This is -2, right? If I do this, increase it a bit. If you notice, you see, you look at these places with less color. You see how less of colors they are, and places with more color, which is these areas. You see how burnt the color is, which is very, very, which is not flattering to look. I don't like that. It's not flattering at all. Unlike vibrance, when you do this, you notice, you see, it's not the same with the saturation. It pops up the places that have less colors or less saturated. I don't know why I'm using less colors. I feel like I'm speaking to laymen. Of course, you guys know what saturation is. Places that are less saturated, it's saturated, and places that are more saturated, it is saturated. Anyways, I didn't do anything with the curves. In terms of sharpening, I added a bit of sharpening, and then voila. You see the settings here. You can copy them if you want. You can pause your screen. If you don't want to, you can just leave it. Just it's not even good to copy because your image settings might be different from mine. So the idea of a workflow is for you to get general knowledge of how the picture was edited or how the picture, how the process of color grade. And let's go to color mix. This is the place I did a bit of work. I want to take off the orange a bit because I didn't like the orange in the image. I hated it. I wanted to pick more reds than the orange. So I took the reds, added more reds, and just +1 for the orange. Yeah, by the way, for those who don't understand this, if I take it to the right, I'm adding more orange. If I take it to the left, I'm adding more reds. So if I take it to here, I'm adding more reds, right? If I take it here, I'm adding nothing green, or then if I take it here, I'm adding I think magenta, yeah. When it comes to red, I think left is magenta and this is orange. Weird, I don't know. My head not in the right place at the moment, so pardon me for those of you who might be laughing in the comment section. Yeah, go ahead and laugh. It's funny. It's fucking funny. I know I used the word fucking funny again. Anyway, this is the settings for this image. The hue. Let's go to saturation. When it comes to saturation, I added, because I wanted the reds to pop, I added reds. As I said before, I hated the oranges. It just made the place weird. So I desaturated the image, the oranges a bit. Then the yellows, I like pumped it up to 100, from 0 to 100. And that's it for the saturation. Light dominance. Well, you can see the settings. Same thing. No much difference. And after that, I think that was all. No more settings for this. And when all is done, just click OK. And from this, I got this. You see the difference now, right? So what happened when you do this, and when you do this, and when you do this? See? That's what I say. Now remember this. This I was telling. This is different in toning and color grading. Now this retouch panel or this retouch group also contains toning. And if you notice, all this is part of the toning. Except if you want to leave like the image like this, you like it like this, it's based on preference. But me, I don't like it like this. And extra adjustment, but see what happens when I add this. You see, for me, this is color grading. This is color grading. And well, that's my workflow on how I edited this image. This is the sorry, I'm using capture one again. Camera raw presets color grade, and yep, and this is the capture one color grade, right? No, this is not the capture one color grade. This is not the capture one. I'm sorry. I'm freakishly sorry. I made a mistake. That's not the. I was like, no. There's no way I can use capture one and it will look that way. No. It's not possible. It's not possible. Okay, yeah, this is it. This is the capture one. I was so scared. Like, how did it happen? This is the capture one color grade. That's not the capture one. I'm sorry. This is the capture one color grade, and I use capture one to color grade this. I hope you like it. I hope you've learned something. And well, if you want to see more of these images, go to my page on Instagram. I think Remy Ila. Why did I use the word I think? I know it's my page. So why is the word I think? Go to my page on IG at Remy Ila, or you can visit my studio at Ivram Studios on IG. And well, this is once again my workflow of how I got this image. Again, please don't say, "Oh God, this is not exactly what you showed us." As I say, this is a capture one color grade. I use capture one to color grade this image, and that's why it's a bit different from the camera raw presets color grade that I use to color grade the image. So that's I can't start showing you the breakdown of capture one color grade. However, if you want to see the capture one breakdown of how I color graded this image to look like this, also drop a comment on this in the section. Drop a comment in the comment section. If I see I have a lot of comments, then I'll do a video concerning capture one color grade to make it look like this. Without further much ado, I think this is where I will bid the farewell. And till we meet again next time, I remember Illa of Ephraim Studios. Stay safe, stay evil.